What's going on, my friends and potential family members? Today, I want to talk about the best value for each attribute. What do I mean by that? I mean, what's a level of the attribute that still makes it elite but not expensive? Maybe an 85 steel, for instance, isn't necessarily elite, but if you know what you're doing, that attribute is plenty to be elite, if that makes sense. So, for me, I'm going to break down the guard stuff first just because I've been playing guard all year. So I'm more familiar with what works for guards, what doesn't work for guards. And then after that, I just recently posted gameplay of my 6-7 back end build. Dropped a triple-double in rec. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But in that video, I got an idea of what pass was like. I got an idea for what rebounding was like. I got an idea of just about everything. Rebounding, steal. So we're gonna break it down today. Let's start with the guard stuff that's really important. For me, on my back end build, I've had a really good time and successful time with 87 midi. Okay, so when it comes to 87 midi, for instance, you will be able to get Shifty Shooter on silver. That's gonna happen, and I don't think that that's a bad level. Is it elite? Maybe not, but if you know what you're doing with midis this year, you know what you're doing with fades, which I do think is very broken this year, Shifty Shooter on silver is the way to go. If you wanted to be a little bit more elite, 91 is perfect. You can either get a 91 midi or a 91-3, and that's also elite. Obviously, 91's a bit expensive, but like I said, if you know what you're doing with shooting, you know what you're doing with midi fades and stuff, and even three-point fades or just moving shots in general, Shifty Shooter on silver at 87-3 or 87 midi is going to do wonders for you. I really do believe that, and that's coming from someone that prides himself on the midi game. Let's talk about the 3. I'm not a huge fan of Limitless. Limitless only pops up if you are shooting beyond, I think, 27 feet, and me personally, I don't do that. I have a point guard build, well, really my 6'6 build, actually. I have a 93-3 on that build. 93-3, I do think is overkill. I've been streaming a lot recently, so if you want to catch a stream, sub up, put your noties on, you'll see when I go live. But a lot of you guys in my lives recently have been asking me what's something that I would change in my 6'6 build, and it would definitely be the 3. I think 89 is plenty of 3 to really be elite. It's not too high. It's definitely not too low. It's around the border of 90. Anything around the border of 90 is going to be really, really good. And again, if you know what you're doing, 89-3, you can shoot lights out with 89-3. I don't mind 83-3, especially if you're someone that doesn't shoot limitless threes, but when you do on accident maybe, or when you're doing it, and you don't really mean to do it, I do think that that's a good level as well. Anytime you can get limitless, it helps for sure. But for me, someone that doesn't take limitless threes like that, I don't think the badge is very useful. But 83 or 89 are the 2 sweet spots, I think, this year that are really a good value. 93 is definitely overkill, but if you're someone that shoots a lot of limitless threes, gold limitless is going to be great for you. Let's go to playmaking. Been asked a lot about this as well recently in the lives. I'm in love with Trae Young pass style. Is it the best pass style? I don't know, but I do think that it's the second best, just because I'm sure Tyrese Halliburton's really good. I know how good Tyrese Halliburton was last year pass style. This year I'm sure it's no different, but Trae Young I love. Why do I love it? Because you get a lot of animations, at least as a guard, that you're picking up your dribble with one hand and throwing it with that same hand, if that makes sense. So if I'm dribbling up the court with my right hand and I want to swing it to the left corner, I can swing it over there real quick. The LeBron James pass style, which you get like 85-ish, 84-ish, you're not getting passes like that, just based off what I know. So I think 80 is a really good sweet spot. If you're someone that tries to be a playmaker, you want to be you get 10 assists a game, 82 is spectacular. 82 pass is spectacular this year. You get your dimer on gold. Your badge plus wanting that to Hall of Fame, and it's broken. I'm not going to lie. It's really broken. It just comes down to whether or not you do bailouts. So 85, I've been using 85 on my small guard. I posted a video about that as well. Haven't posted gameplay of that build yet, but I'm still trying to get used to it. But I have 85 pass on that, and it feels really good. I was not too happy with bronze bailout a few weeks ago, but now that I've gotten used to it, there's spots where I realize I can do it. There's spots where I realize I can't do it. If you try to abuse it, it's not going to work. But if you do it precisely and at right times, 85 is a great pass. So I think 82, if you're someone that likes to pass a lot, is really good. 80, I just think this is so good. I feel like if you're someone that's rocking like low 70s, 71 is cool because you get silver dimer. But if you're someone that cares about getting other people involved, 80 to 85, 80, 82, 85 is to die for. I'm not gonna lie. Next, ball handle. Very interesting topic, really. I think the sweet spot in general when it comes to ball handle and speed with ball is going to be 86, 75. You're going to get your ankle assassin, your handles for days, and your unpluckable on silver. I have 81 ball handle on my 6.6. Not a huge fan of it. I think my speed with ball at 86 on that build makes up for the lack of ball handle. But I am curious to know if I would get better animations when it comes to speed boosting at an 86 ball handle as opposed to having an 81 ball handle. But I do think that this is the sweet spot right here, 86, 75. If you're more elite and you don't want to spend a ton on dribbling, I think 92 is a great spot, and I think 86 speed with ball is a great spot if you want to be elite. You can be elite with 86, 85 as well, but I definitely think that 92, 86 is obviously a tier above that. But if you're looking to not do too much with the ball, then this is good. Right here is good. So these are the three sweet spots for me this year: 82, 86, 75. If you're a point guard, you're 6'4" and under, 92, 86 would be good for me. Let's go to defense. Sweet spot for perimeter and steal is definitely, without a doubt, no question, 85 perimeter with an 85 steal. You get your interceptor on gold, which is kind of running the game right now. You're not getting a ton of plucks, I would say. At least I'm not personally. But this is the same attributes that I have on my 6.6, but it feels really good. So for instance, you got to put this up and you got to put this up a bit. Silver Challenger, Silver On-Ball Menace, which I think is pretty much clamps, Silver Pick Dodger, Gold Off-Ball, all solid badges this year. Obviously, contests this year are not very good, so Challenger Silver isn't amazing, but the on-ball defense with these two badges is really, really good in my opinion. If you're someone who believes in your ability to defend, 82 is not too bad. Obviously, it's only 3 less, but you're still going to get the Challenger, so you do get the better closeouts technically, although I do not think they work. I think higher perimeter is better in general. So you might as well go 85 instead of 82 to get the on-ball menace and pick dodger on silver. Now, obviously, if you go up a bit, 92 is great. You need your agility to be up to get the other two badges on gold. That's why I like 85 a lot, though. Is like you just need a 76 agility, which is what I have on my 6.6, and you have everything on silver. So I think that's a great spot. Like I said, you're not getting any plucks this year. At least for me, I'm not. Obviously, locks, you guys are getting any pluck you want. But 85, you get this on gold. Badge plus 1 into Hall of Fame. Really, really good value there, in my opinion. Glove on silver. Not amazing, but you got to go up 6 more attributes to get on gold. And to me, that's just not worth it when Interceptor is your best way to get steals this year. Because a lot of people, they don't put high pass on their builds. So Interceptor this early in the game is forever going to be broken. What's the next thing about guards that we should talk about? Let's do layup. Layup is interesting. Layup isn't very... Well, let me say this again. Layup isn't something that everyone puts on their build, but I do think that it's something that needs to be on your build, especially this year with the way dunking is. I think dunking stinks. Sweet spot for layup, I'm not too familiar with animations, but 80 seems like a good spot. If you're someone that just is looking to dunk the ball, but if you're not dunking the ball, you're accidentally shooting a layup, 80 is going to give you a good green window that isn't too bad. I like that. I like 85 layup. If you're someone who's trying to be elite at layups, I think 85 would be good. You get layup mixmaster on silver. Your float game is on silver as well. It's not too expensive. I do think layup is better than dunk this year. You're 2 away from LeBron James layup style, which I think is good. At least for taller builds like 6'6", for instance, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". LeBron James layup style is going to be really good at 87. I really like that a lot. When it comes to dunking, I've heard good things, very, very good things about Devin Booker dunk package. 80 dunk. He has these really good off one rim grazers with 2 hands that is really, really good. So I like that. I think that that's a good number to be at. Obviously for posterizer, you need a 65 vertical. So you might as well try your best for that. But look how overpriced I think dunk is this year. 87 dunk and 75 vertical for just silver posterizer. Is it good? Sure. It's not bad. But if you're someone that's just trying to get easy buckets at the rim, you're a shooter, but you just want to get the easy buckets at the rim from time to time, I think 80 is a really good spot to be at. And no complaints with that so far. Let's go up a bit. Let's look at more bigger builds, for instance. If I was let's say I'm a small forward just so that I can be a little fatter. Let's look at this for a second. In terms of rebound, 92 rebound is always going to be close to my heart. Oh, you can't even get it. Give me 1 second. 92 rebound is always going to be close to my heart just because you get Rebound Chaser on gold. I do think there's a huge difference between Rebound Chaser gold and silver this year. Just because, look, you got to go all the way down to 85 to get it on. No, you got to be 80. It's a big gap. It really is. If you're a big, you got to have no less than 92 rebound. If you're like trying to make a LeBron build, let's say, silver Rebound Chaser will work. But again, I don't know. I think if you're putting rebound on your build, you might as well try to do it well. 80 if you're trying to just do it a little bit to an extent. 92 if you're really trying to find a way to dominate the boards. I do still think you can dominate the boards with 92 D-board. As crazy as that may sound. You can always use your cap breakers as well to get that up a bit. So if you're 6'8" and you're a little bit bigger, let's say, you can use your cap breakers and get it up to 96. So that's why I like 92 a lot. Badge plus won it to Hall of Fame. Now you're cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like that. Block. Not a bad attribute this year. It doesn't help on contest as much as it did last year. But 60, let me think for a second here. Let's say you have 78 there. 68 is never going to be bad just because you're gonna get the bare minimum stuff for 68. You're going to get your high flying denier on bronze. So it's never bad there. Can't complain about that. My 6'7" back end build, I have 84, and 84 is elite. 78 is not bad. I don't mind 78. What's the difference between an 84 and a 78? Just paint patroller. That's the only difference. So 78 is probably the best sweet spot here. Not too expensive, not cheap, but if you're on the right build, like 78 block is fine. I told my lock that I play with that 78 block will work. I think for his sake, he probably went 68 just so he's not spending a ton of attribute points. But if you're trying to be elite, 78, you can be elite with 78. If you want to be even better than that, 84 is perfect. You get your paint patroller on silver. Pogo's going to be on gold, obviously. You're going to have that on gold regardless, really. That's just rebound and vert. But 78 is a good sweet spot there. I really like that a lot on you big guys out there that are trying to rim protect. I think that's a good number to be at. Interior this year is cooked. I mean, absolutely cooked. Not really much to talk about here. I have 70. If you're in park and you're a big, you're going to go up against an inside every once in a while. I'm in the process of making a 6'9" inside because The inside shots this year is broken. Interior is irrelevant, but 74 is always a good spot to be at. You're going to get post-move lockdown. Obviously, you need strength for that, but it's tough to say just what the best spot is for interior. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. What interior is really, really good this year? I have 70, and I guess it's fine. When I'm in rec or pro-am, it's not bad. But in park, you're just kind of cooked, really. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, 70 is not bad. If you want post-move lockdown, post-lockdown, excuse me, 74 is not going to be bad for you either. What's next? Maybe you're a post-control kind of guy. Let's look at post-control. Post-control is not bad this year. I would probably look to get this around... I think you shouldn't have it, to be honest with you. 75 maybe, just because you get everything on bronze, but everything is pretty expensive. You need a lot of strength, so for you bigs out there, strength, what's a good sweet spot for strength, for instance? 85 seems to be really good this year. You get a combination of your... Well, if you're a big, you're not getting a movable enforcer this year, so they did you guys dirty over there. But like for your lock builds, like 85 strength is pretty good. You're going to get immovable enforcer on gold with 85 strength, 84 perimeter. Eventually, you can do a +1 to brick wall to get that on gold. Your box out beast is going to be up there, but you know, for you bigs, you bigs need to have a 91 strength. I cannot lie. Brick wall is very good this year. I do like it a lot. Immovable is hard to get for you bigs, so you know, it is what it is. But for back end builds, 85 strength is perfect. If you aren't interested in that, you know, you need a 72 perimeter and an 82 strength for silver. Seems like a pretty good deal to me, especially if you're already listening to my advice and you're going to go 85 or 82 perimeter. It's not a bad get there. Speed and agility, 76, 85 is perfect. 76, you're going to get all your defensive badges right here. Your shifty shooter, you can definitely eventually get that up to silver with 65 agility, 87 midi. Like that doesn't seem too bad. If you want it on gold, let's say, all you need is 91 midi, 72 agility. So like you're naturally gonna have the agility, just because you need that as a guard. You need that as someone that's gonna be in the open floor. So it's not bad. Not bad to have a little bit of agility. 76, 85, I think, is a sweet spot to be like really, really good. But yeah, it's really just a preference to you at that point. I think I covered everything today. That's about it. Maybe standing dunk. What's standing dunk these days? 71 standing dunk for me isn't too bad. That's what I have on my big build. You need a little bit of vert. You need a little bit of everything there. 72 for rise up. I think for my back end build, for instance, I have 72, 62, and I love it. I really don't have a problem with that. I love it. So that's not a bad fetch there. And then after that, I think that's about it. Close shot really just comes down to your play style. You know, if you're shooting close shots, you're an inside, so you might as well just have 90 plus close shot if you're an inside. But yeah, I think I covered just about everything. Let me know what I missed. Let me know if you would, you know, do something different than what I did. What is your sweet spots? What did you notice with these different attributes? Do you notice better things at a lower level than what I said? For instance, you know, I said 85 perimeter is a sweet spot. Maybe you think 75 perimeter is just fine for you. Obviously, it comes down to how good you are at the game, how comfortable you are with having lower attributes. Obviously, everything depends on person, but for the normal casual player, I think the numbers I talked about today were pretty on point. You guys have showed a lot of love recently. I really, really appreciate that. If you don't mind, leave a like on the video, sub up if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. I love you. Peace.